Hi Crypto Peeps, hope you're doing well. My name is Daz Smith and today's date is 18th of October 2023. Okay, and as of today, Bitcoin is now at 28,400. As you may be aware, it recently, just a couple of days ago, reached the dizzying heights of 30,000 on the rumor that the BlackRock ETF was approved, but it wasn't. It was a rumor, so it's dropped a little bit, but it's still holding steady at 28,000. So let's get straight to the news, shall we? So my first piece of news here today is on Bitcoin news. Bitcoin adoption is driving the rebirth of El Salvador. Okay, so the Vice President of El Salvador recently shared insights into the country's evolving landscape, economic recovery, bond strength, and tourism boom. He highlighted the profound impact of Bitcoin adoption on its security, economy, and flourishing tourism industry. In a recent interview with Forbes, he said that Bitcoin has emerged as a driving force behind the transformation that is fueling tourism, investment, and overall economic growth in the Central American country. He emphasized that the integration of Bitcoin into El Salvador's financial system has created a synergy with the tourism sector, signaling a promising future and the rebirth of the country. He also explained that Bitcoin tourists find it easier to pay for goods and services in the country without worrying about currency exchanges. So great news there from El Salvador. As with all the news, if you check the links down below, you'll be able to read the articles in full. There's a lot more on this article there. I'm just reading bites of information for you here today. All the information is for you to look at on your own. The next piece of news here on Cryptopolitan, this is what I alluded to in the introduction. Fake BlackRock ETF news wipes 65 million in Bitcoin. This goes on to say, false reports claim that an SEC approved a Bitcoin ETF by BlackRock, and the misinformation caused Bitcoin's price to surge from $27,900 to around about $30,000. A reality check followed, and prices dropped back to around 28,000, where they are now, causing significant trader liquidations. Goes on to say here, as word spread like wildfire across various digital platforms that the SEC had given the thumbs up to a spot Bitcoin ETF product from BlackRock, a frantic buying spree was ignited. Bitcoin prices surged from a steady $27,900 to the dizzying heights of almost $30,000, fueled by the exhilarating, albeit misleading news. However, in the cutthroat world of crypto trading, what goes up often comes down just as swiftly. As more discerning eyes delved into the claim's legitimacy, it became glaringly obvious that the reports were baseless. The aftermath was a brutal reality check, and Bitcoin's value plummeted back down to 28,000. And as a result, those traders whose hopes had skyrocketed and wallets had opened at the peak faced the brutal whiplash of being liquidated, unable to foot the bill of their margin requirements. Ouch. So drawing on the data provided by CoinGlass, the aftershock of the short-lived crypto rally reversal resulted in a jaw-dropping total liquidation of $71.36 million. As the dust began to settle, the staggering financial fallout from the false BlackRock news was pegged at an eye-watering $114.7 million liquidated. So that just goes to show, be careful what news you're looking at and what you're reading. But it also goes to show, for those of you like myself that are interested in this, that when these ETFs do get approved, there will be a huge spike for Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. Next piece of news here. Nothing showcases the value of Bitcoin like the Larry Fink BlackRock ETF pivot. And this is on the street crypto here. And growing acceptance of Bitcoin amongst institutional investors demonstrates its inevitable place in financial portfolios, big and small. The perception of Bitcoin has undergone a dramatic transformation in the financial world over the years, but institutional adoption of such a revolutionary asset still comes as a surprise. There may be no one better to assess Bitcoin's evolution in the eyes of traditional investors than Sam Tabar, the CEO of publicly traded Bitcoin mining firm Bit Digital. Bit Digital previously worked as the head capital strategy for Bank of America and Merrill Lynch, amongst other roles. So this guy knows what he's talking about. In a recent discussion, Roundtable anchor Rob Nelson leaned on his expertise to explore one of the most dramatic pivots on Bitcoin in recent memory: BlackRock's transformation into the hopeful provider of a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock and one of the most influential figures in finance, recently flipped his view on Bitcoin. Once likening it to an index of money laundering, Fink now champions crypto as an asset that will transcend any one currency in currency valuation. Such a change in stance, especially from a powerhouse like BlackRock, suggests broader acceptance and the potential for increased liquidity in the cryptocurrency market. Tabor elucidated on this shift, explaining that he sees the introduction of Bitcoin ETFs as a massive catalyst for Bitcoin's value. And he went on to say here, we're about to witness institutional acceptance of this asset space like never before. I want to make that absolutely clear, so I'm going to say that one again. We're about to witness institutional acceptance of this asset space like never before. As I said, more information there. Check the links down below. Read all this. Do your own research. But it's out there. This is coming. It's going to be big. My final piece of news here is, again, on the, this fake news about Bitcoin ETF, because it's out there a lot at the moment, because it really did affect the market, but it's also giving you signals about what these people say. This is going to give you a signal for the hints at the trader playbook when the ETFs do launch. So Bitcoin's, this is on Vetify here, Bitcoin's 10% jump to 30,000 hints at a trader playbook for ETF launches. A brief 10% surge in Bitcoin gave traders a glimpse into the possible impact of a looming US Securities and Exchange Commission decision on whether to allow exchange-traded funds that invest directly in cryptocurrency. An erroneous report that BlackRock had won approval to launch a spot ETF rapidly sent the largest digital asset to $30,000 on Monday, the highest price since August. The move called after the world's biggest money manager said its application remains under review, leaving Bitcoin 4.4% higher for October, and it was little changed in Tuesday in New York at around about 28,400, where it pretty much resides today. BlackRock is among about a dozen firms seeking to offer the first US spot Bitcoin ETFs amid expectations that the SEC may soon end its opposition to the products. Optimists argue that such funds will spur wider crypto adoption. And there's lots of information on it here, so have a look at that one. Again, it's coming, everyone knows it, and when it does, it's going to spike like it did with the fake news this weekend. My final piece of paper-based news here is, and this came out yesterday, there was some news on this, but it turns out again to be false. So Roblox debunks inaccurate XRP support claims and says crypto payments are not allowed. It came out yesterday that Roblox will be adding support for XRP to its 200 million daily users, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Their news here, so have a look at that one. Again, there's lots of fun out there, so be very careful what you're looking at with the news. That's why we try to show you both sides of the crypto space, the positive and the good, the positive and the bad, sorry. So check that out. Again, the links are down below for you to look at that. It's emerging news. This one's literally out just over the last few hours. Here it is here. Please be careful out there. There's lots happening. So with this, let's have a look at some video news. My first piece of video news here today, again, is on a favorite of mine, Coin Bureau. This one goes on for 21 minutes, and it's crypto market predictions. And this report aims to tell you what's going to happen next. Full of fantastic information. Give that one a look. The next one is another one from Coin Bureau. They put out great content virtually every day here. So this is crypto news. This is just general news about the Bitcoin price, ETH wells, the miners, the FUD, everything else that's happening in the market out there. 22 minutes of general news information. Check that one out. And my final one is on Altcoin Daily. And now this one's personal to me because In the UK, it's been the last week, it's become extremely hard for us to buy crypto. The banks are really cracking down. So this is the real reason banks in the UK are banning Bitcoin. And this is an interview with Peter McCormack. Goes on for 2 minutes, but it's an interesting insight. And if you're in the UK like I am, this will be interesting news for you. So with that, I just want to say thank you for supporting us. Click the links down below for further information. Ask us any questions down below as well. Give us any comments. And please subscribe to what we're doing, if you want all this information. There's thousands and thousands of hours of video and content for you to see on our private members boards. So check out the links down below for that as well. Have a great week out there. But with all the FUD out there at the moment, it's very volatile. Be careful out there. We say this every week. Be careful out there. Check all your news sources and check out the links down below for all those news. Have a great week ahead. Namaste. See you next time.